So I've discovered a few things about myself very recently. A few weeks ago, I started having crippling back pain. I have a pretty high threshold for pain. And shut up. This made me call into work 2 days in a row after already having 2 days off. And I still had trouble standing. Standing was too hard. So I finally gave in and went to a chiropractor like I have been meaning to for like half a decade now. Like kind of that inkling, begrudgingly, like, well, I probably should. I've never been before. I've been on lots of adventures that aren't necessarily good for my spine. I should have gone to the ER or the doctor, and I didn't. So I went to this chiropractor a little ways from the way where I work. And, you know, like, we get started and everything. Doctor takes my x-rays, because I'm a new patient, stuff like that. And then he's, like, amazed that I'm even standing. And we start to have a serious discussion. He used the term borderline scoliosis. I literally could see it in my x-rays. I have no training reading x-rays whatsoever, except for looking at past broken bones, or possibly broken bones, hairline fractured. My medical knowledge extends pretty much from house, ER, my Boy Scout and Girl Scout first aid training, and the fact that my Mima is a nurse and I got messed up all the time as a kid, went to the ER a lot, and kind of just figured stuff out. And it was plain as day, and my lower back, kind of where my rib cage ended, kind of went like this. And then the rest of the back kind of went like this. And my neck is straight. And it's scary. So that's what I've been doing lately, going to the chiropractor 3 times a week. In addition to that, in my crippled state, I finally sat down and started watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Now, I love Full Metal Alchemist. I watched the first run of the series as it was coming out. And I mean, I was, excited for Brotherhood, but it came out in a very inopportune time, and when I was in college, and I was busy, and then other anime came up, and then other stuff, and I just hadn't actually sat down and watched it yet. And one of my friends she just like exploded everywhere, and was just like, shook her finger at me. This is the same friend that also actually sat me down and we watched the first 2 episodes of Attack on Titan, which is also really awesome and people need to see it. So since I had the time and I couldn't exactly do anything else, I sat down and I finally started in earnest going through Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And there are just too many feels. I can't live like this. And while the first series is awesome, I must say that Brotherhood is superior. And I mean, there are, a few factors. Brotherhood got a larger budget. It already had a built-in fan base, so they're all like, throw all the money at it, because they'll come back to us in DVD sales and all that kind of stuff. So they had more budget for animation, voice actors, some really great music accompaniment. Of course, it's closer to the manga, which is good, but at the same time, sometimes it's not necessarily a bad thing that a series will deviate from the manga. But yeah, I'm not gonna give any spoilers away, because I hate that. I'm no spoiler monkey. But yeah, with the first series, I didn't really like the ending. Now, of course, you can't, or well, a lot of people do, but I don't necessarily discredit an entire series for a lackluster ending. Especially if it's for something like they made up the ending they just made up the ending themselves because, well, they ran out of manga. Sometimes I don't discredit it, although if it's bad enough, I will just pretend that it didn't happen. I'm looking at you, Soul Eater. But yeah, the ending of the first series, I did find some out of characterness, and I didn't care for it. Like, I believe the ending of Brotherhood much more befitting of the brothers' characters. But enough about anime for the moment. So yeah, hopefully I can do more things in the future. I'm looking at better cameras, maybe an external microphone, maybe some better editing software. Those things cost money though. Although I did just get a new job. I've also found and uncovered a video camera that I bought almost a decade ago, back in 2005, with my first detasseling paycheck. And I'm going through all the old tapes that I made with my friends. I don't even understand how we lived. We were so bored. It also makes me remember that I once was passionate about making videos. I now remember that I had several little ideas churning around in my head. A found footage horror movie in Westbrook Park with my friends and other things. And I don't know how, but I forgot that. I don't think we actually shot any footage of it, but if I can actually get this to work, because there's like the firewire cable and this kajigger and USB adapter, and it's nearly 10 years old, so I don't think my computer can recognize it, even though my computer's like 4 or 5 years old. It kind of also has trouble doing more than one thing at a time. I had to stop my virus scan for this camera program to work. So I think that's about it for updates for now. Next time I'll have a story up for you guys. A story about the past, not a story about, well, this was a story, but it was more a story about my present. So rather than a present day vlog, it will be more a story about my past. Just remember, it's a true story. Did you like this story? Help support Memoirs of a Gretchen by subscribing, liking, or even just leaving a comment. If you'd like to hear a certain topic, say so in the comments, and if I have a story that fits it, I'll tell it. PG-13 though, please. Think of the children! Just remember, it's a true story.